My name is David Madison, the 21st of March, 2020. I was a Methodist minister for 9 years. I have a graduate degree in theology and a PhD in biblical studies. But I left all that behind because the evidence against Christianity is now overwhelming, but beyond any reasonable doubt, it has been falsified. In my book, I discuss in detail 10 of the tough problems that cancel the faith. In this series of videos, Christianity 10 Knockout Punches, I offer a brief tour of them all. This is punch number 7. In my discussion of punch 6, I pointed out that there is no way at all to verify any of the deeds and words of Jesus. That's because there is no contemporary documentation for any of it, such as letters, diaries, transcripts, newspaper accounts, items written at the time. We would need that kind of evidence to verify even ordinary events like the baptism of Jesus or Jesus preaching at the synagogue in Capernaum. But then we come to the Jesus resurrection story. We would need extraordinary evidence to verify that. But the New Testament resurrection accounts are a huge disappointment. So knockout punch number 7 is this. The resurrection tale is embarrassingly bad. And let's consider the context. Way before Christianity, long before Jesus, people believed that vegetation gods came back from the dead. That's how they explained the arrival of spring. And there were other religions that worshiped gods who came back from the dead. So Christianity didn't come up with the idea. It looks mighty suspicious. It looks like a common superstition as well. In Matthew's Gospel, we read that at the moment Jesus died, dead people in the vicinity of Jerusalem came alive in their tombs and then walked around the city on Easter morning. So why was the resurrection of Jesus anything special? Even devout Christians admit that zombies touring Jerusalem is a tall tale. So how come the resurrection of Jesus isn't a tall tale as well? Once when Jesus commissioned his disciples to go out and teach and heal, he told them to raise the dead. Then there's the famous story of Jesus raising Lazarus. But strangely, it's only in John's Gospel. How in the world do the other Gospel writers miss that event? Well, it looks contrived. John was good at making things up, and he created the story for Jesus to be able to say, I am the resurrection and the life. Read the story carefully. Jesus stayed away to let Lazarus die. It looks like a stunt. John was a bad theologian and a teller of tall tales, not a historian. In the book of Acts, chapter 9, we read that Peter raised a woman from the dead. Maybe the New Testament authors overused the idea. In his book, Apparitions of Jesus, The Resurrection as Ghost Story, Robert Connor argues that the New Testament accounts of Jesus appearing again look like other ancient ghost stories. And isn't this suspicious? Nobody actually saw Jesus resurrect. No one witnessed it. None of the disciples showed up to see it happen. That's a huge flaw in the story. We have no solid evidence whatever that it really happened. Read the gospel accounts, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They contradict each other. They're a mess. And then there's the biggest embarrassment. We know that Jesus couldn't have ascended to heaven unless you want to believe he's still hovering above the atmosphere somewhere. So there's no other conclusion. He must have died again and was buried again. So what was the point? Resurrection fails theologically as well as historically. So this is knockout punch number 7. The resurrection tale is embarrassingly bad.